What's a company secret you can share now that you don't work there? Story 1. I worked at L'Oreal. The cosmetics from L'Oreal and Lancome are practically the same, but Lancome costs like $20 more. Story 2. I'll be honest. CoverGirl's Supersizer is the only mascara I buy anymore. I have spent way too much money through the years on tubes that end up being so bad, clumpy, limp, don't achieve much, flake off, rub off, other poor results, but Supersizer seems to work the best for me and people ask if my long lashes are natural. I have like short blonde lashes without mascara. Maybe try it to see if you like it. Story 3. Look for Down Under Naturals nude shampoo and conditioner, no silicone or sulfates, but buy a good cheap sulfate shampoo for deep cleaning every once in a while. Pick up Curl Activator Cream for styling. I swap out shampoo/conditioner once in a while because I like change, but those products get me great curls. Story 4. I used to work surveillance at a casino. From something like 3 stories high ceiling, we could zoom in on money on the table games and read the serial numbers of the bills. We could see the pips on the dice. Policy was to not look down blouses. Story 5. Not sure about cosmetics. I've worked in the behind-the-scene type businesses, for example like warehouses that make or ships these things. For example, Scion, the company that markets their cars, well, they contracted out to Toyota to manufacture. In a sense, Toyota makes their cars with parts are pretty much the same or of less quality, then they slap a Scion badge on the car. Another example. Nissan introduced their minivans back in the early 1990s, but they outsourced the manufacturing to Ford. Those early models were based on the Ford Freestar. They looked exactly the same except for the Nissan badge. As for lower-priced items, for example grocery store private labels items are made from an outsourced third-party manufacturer. Such items like butter are made from the same batch, but at the end they get different stickers. I know it is steered away from cosmetics. The same principle applies towards everything. Story 6. This isn't a company secret, but I worked part-time at a Domino's franchise in college. The owner was, at first glance, a short-tempered, critical penny pincher who did everything he could to save business money, right down to watching over your shoulder to make sure you didn't put too much cheese on a pizza. Cheese is called white gold in the pizza industry, even back in 2002, but after working for him for a while, you realized why he was so specific about the margins. Twice yearly, he would send out generous bonuses in the form of money orders made out to his employees from his own personal savings account to the college students working for him. The checks/money orders contained the memo line, "Keep learning." The amount of the money orders would be directly correlated to the profit margins of the stores he owned. The dude did legit profit sharing. After I graduated, I heard a rumor that he was trying to start up a small education grant trust that would benefit applicants of the Farmer School of Business at Miami University, but I don't think anything ever came of it. Story 7. All new clothing and everything you try on is dirty. I've worked in retail for years and it still shocks people, but there's no washing machine or disinfectant spray or wipes. Nothing. I've opened boxes of new clothes that had white bugs coming out of it. Seen women after a workout class come and try clothes on, then just leave still sweaty from the class. One older lady left dime-sized skin flakes in the clothes she tried on. Not to mention whatever happens when they return the item or what happened in the factory. People are gross. Nothing is clean. Always wash your clothes when you get them home. Story 8. I worked at a comic book store that offered a service where you paid a small premium to have sent in rare comics to have them graded at CGC. A few months later, we had many customers coming in to check the status of their comics. We contacted the owner to see what was going on, and he would always claim that there was some distribution problem. Fast forward a few months. We found out he was taking customers' graded copies and selling them online while trying to return back issue versions of their original comics. Story 9. The vehicle modification shop at Chillicothe Correctional Institution in Chillicothe, Ohio dumps waste coolant from the machine shop into a storm drain that empties directly into the Scioto River because the chemical disposal tank is a 55-gallon drum in the paint shop, and that's much too small. They can't throw me into solitary confinement for complaining anymore. Edit. This happens about once a year. When the machine's coolant reservoirs are emptied and the coolant replaced, it's not on a schedule. It's one of those things that you do when work is slow. Story 10. If you were on live chat with customer care, I could see what you were typing before pressing send. I watched people work through grotesque, racist, sexist statements, fraudulent lies and mistruths, meticulous grammar fixes, and their whole range of emotions in real time before deleting and typing OK. Story 11. I was the one who did an undercover news stories about Scamp's pet stores and their affiliation with puppy mills. Please don't buy from pet stores, folks. Story 12. I used to work as a receptionist at an upscale salon. While I was there, the salon introduced a new line of products marketed towards men. Up until that point, most of our products were marketed towards women, but the exec saw that we were getting more male customers. Every item in the men's product line was about half the cost of our other products. The men's shampoo was the exact same shampoo the salon had been selling for years, but because they put it in black packaging with the word "man" on it, it was half the price. The owner's explanation was, well, men don't want to pay that much for hair products. For the rest of the time I worked there, every time a woman came up to buy that shampoo, I'd tell her that the men's shampoo was the exact same product for half the price. Story 13. Health insurance dude, when you file a claim, it is often denied because they're counting on you not escalating it. Once you do, your case goes to a medical management group, which ought to be called the We Don't Want to Pay group. Keep escalating and involve your doctor. Fight for the insurance you paid for. Story 14. Olive Garden breadsticks are just Fran's brand breadsticks, garlic salt, and butter ETA. It's margarine, not butter. I forgot there is a difference. Story 15. Worked at Best Buy 20 years ago. Employee discount was 5% over cost and I needed a new printer. Decided to splurge on the gold-plated USB printer cable that we sold for $40. Rang up $1.78. Story 16. Worked at a American Toyota dealership in the body shop for 12 years. We would throw away literally everything regardless of the environmental impact. Car paint, which is nasty shit by the way, went straight to the dumpster. Radiator fluid, down the drain. I even saw someone put oil down the drain a couple times, even though we had barrels for it up in the service department. The only thing we saved was old car parts, which the boss then sold to scrapyards and pocketed the money. The painter didn't ever wear a mask either. He is around 60 and still kicking despite 30 years of painting without a mask somehow. Story 17. Had someone steal a new bra and put their dirty-ass bra back on the rack. I threw it out. People have shit inside of fitting rooms, and to this day, all new clothes bought are immediately washed. Everyone looks at me, and I say the day you work in retail you will understand that humans are far more disgusting than animals. Story 18. I worked at a decent-sized hotel, 14 stories, penthouse suites, 3 restaurants, technically 5. But there was 3 kitchens and 4 of the restaurants were connected via kitchen serving the same crap, and a water park with an arcade. But between midnight and 7 a.m. most nights, that was all in the hands of 2 college students barely clearing minimum wage. You could have come in there and done whatever the hell you wanted.